All right. Well, I imagine I titled this in a way that refers to what I'm about to talk about. So let's verify some things. So I was a viral video for one of the many America's Got Talent or NBC or Fremantle Media videos. There are many videos that are still up. So I'm saying, I got deleted, like Oliver got deleted or this or that. I've talked about it on social media a little bit. Let's get into it a bit more. So there's so much social media. There's Facebook, Instagram. People consider YouTube social media, TikTok, Snapchat. I don't know. There's probably more. I don't. I really don't know. I'm on a few of them. I'm pretty active on Facebook and Instagram, Twitter. I guess Twitter's one still, and I don't really do TikTok. Don't really do this or that. But the America's Got Talent pages have pages. They have Got Talent, like global or like America's Got that talent. They have Comedians Got Talent. They have various different splitting ones. They have ones for auditions. They have one for so there's a lot of pages, and on one of the big ones, I went just utterly viral. It was one of the America's Got Talent ones, I think. I don't even actually know anymore. I think it was also Comedians Got Talent. And on Facebook, when they released the clip, it blew up. I wasn't even home the day it happened. It was back in September. The show was over, season 13, which is the season I was on, was done and ended. I was way off. I never made it to the live shows. And this was probably a week or two after the show ended. They post this clip, and goth comedian gets reaction they weren't expecting. I think they spelled expecting wrong, which is funny. I think that actually helps engagements. It gets people to go, that's a typo. That's wrong. What's that? And they look at it. So I think they fixed that. I think they edited that and fixed it. I'm that was getting people to read it. So anyway, it was a great accident. But a lot of people have seen this clip, but so many people saw it through this Facebook thing where it had 4 million followers and just being shared and shared and shared and watching as one share gets 12 million, one gets 40 million. I'm what is, it jumps to 50 million and just insane. And it's just lasted for years and years and years. And I was, gonna have someone post it, you can use this on Facebook, post this, here's the original clip, it tends to get attention, you can make a new post above it, hey, remember this, comedian, we've got him, he's performing. And I go to click it, the same link, and my first thought was, oh my god, they blocked me. They had enough of me replying and commenting that, because I do that, because they didn't tag me. So it's a way for me to it was replying and liking people's posts. And I was like, oh, shoot. I log out and everything. And then the realization of they didn't block me, it's gone. And that, that did not feel good. If you've seen the clip, this clip still exists. You can still watch my audition where I come out. They make fun of me and you should date Scary Spice and all that. What do you do? I'm a comedian. Really? Yeah. And I do my jokes and everything, and I just kill it and everything. And it's blowing me away, and I'm kind of tearing up. And then they just tell me I'm amazing, and I just you're past, you're going through. And by the way, I didn't get very far after that. But the clip going viral was that moment all over again for me. The moment of being on that stage and hearing them say yes, and hearing them, Simon say, we think of comedians and they all blur into one type apart from you, and they cut to me, and they say this show is fake, like that was real. When they got to Simon, I was like, okay, well, whatever, he's gonna say whatever he's gonna say. He's like, no, I get you're different, and it's sticking out, and it's like, he's not saying that, but he's like saying it's sticking out and it's working. Like that's what he said in that moment. That's what he's saying, is everyone blurs apart from you. You're different. And I was like, he's on it. He's getting it. So all of that energy, when it's in a viral clip, like it's not live, it's not in front of the 70 million people that watched it, but it felt like it was. It felt like I won something I didn't know I could win. I couldn't win the $1 million. I got kicked off the show. But just people seeing me cry for getting the yeses, watching it after the show was over, I'm like, it made it even more real. And it brought this comfort to me in a way that I can't describe. I can't just knowing it was there, knowing that all of this stuff, because this TV, the editing, the elimination, the just yesterday's news, and that's what I was at that point. Like the show was over, and I was nowhere near it. And through all of October and November, and then every now and then, someone would come along and repost that video, and it would bump again, or there'd be a new comedian on another season, and they'd be like, also recommended, and I'd be the second video they would watch, and it just kept jumping and jumping by millions and millions. It felt like the moment could just keep going, and it was just alive. And it's not like it did that much for me, like I'm still, look at me, like I'm not like anywhere big, like I don't have a residency anywhere, I don't have like a special on anything, I'm just kind of still doing what I do. I'm very lucky when I get to travel for comedy or actually make money doing it. It's really cool to get recognized places. I still very much am just small fries, small, like nobody comedian, but that recognition, like just being on TV, it's like it comes and goes. Like, I was on TV. It's like, but the clip was just like lingering. Like I don't know what to describe it other than like it was just like magic for me to have that. And it's been reposted on very like YouTube Shorts, and I guess I blew up on Snapchat because I don't really do Snapchat. And it's just people finding me. It's like, and they don't usually put my full name. They don't put Oliver Graves. They put goth comedian. They don't tag me. So it's like, I don't know if people actually find me after that, but it hurt. It hurt so bad to see it gone. That realization of the days gone by of just, this thing is gone. This like a just amazing thing. And I always knew that could happen. I always like it's out of my hands. Facebook could be deleted. America's Got Talent could be deleted. The video could, like, I always knew they could take it down. Maybe they'll repost it, but it's just that one. And gonna have a little bit of this, what looks like water, in memory of, I don't know what I got. I think somebody was saying it got like 80 something million, like 82 million views. So Tastes a little watery for what that is. It's water, kids. I I like doing these raw videos though. I like doing the stuff where it's not edited and I'm just real and raw. And I made several posts, and I was gonna read those. I made the posts on Facebook where the video was. That's where I spoke about this, and people were saying, oh, the people making a lot of different comments about like the raw video still exists. I can get the video. It still exists in some other forms, but there's some specific ones. I think there's a couple others that might have been brushed away, but they're gone. And people are like, oh, maybe that means they want to bring you back. I'm like, no, they're not. They're not bringing me back. I've had discussions with people about that, and I've been seen. I had my chance. I had my moment, and that's it. So that video being like re-upped, every year almost. That was my second chance. Like that. Like people seeing it, and people hopefully maybe going, I want to check this guy out. Oh, God, oh, there he is. I can look him up. I can follow him, and like getting an extra 100 followers. And if that turns into ticket sales or anything, I don't know what a lot of this turns into. I don't know if any of this means anything. People are like, maybe it didn't mean so much to you. You can bounce back and get through this. I'm like, it's so hard for me as it is. I don't fit inside the box of comedy. That's what people, they're like, are you quitting? Because I always talk in this energy of like, I'm not wanted, and I'm not, and I try to look for things that are outside comedy, but I could still fit into it. I don't even know if it was real. Like, I always think about that. Because, like, 70 million. Was it bots? Did they watch it? Did they hover over it and then watch it? Even if 10% of people watched it, that's 7 million people. Or 8 million, whatever it was. I got pretty upset about this. And, because you think about like what you've done in life, like what your footprint is. It was always this thing I had over people, where, not to be like, I don't like to try to like hold something over people, but everyone's got their own journey. But I felt like I had something no one else was ever gonna have, which was like this super viral video of me, and it has my stand up in it. That's not why I went viral. I went viral because I cried, which I really, really didn't want to do. I really didn't want to cry on TV. I wanted to be known for being funny, but it's so much of this positive energy came out of that people were saying they liked me because it was funny. So, like, it kind of worked. But you think like, oh, people say all these things I should do in comedy, and they say all these things that other comedians have done. They say you should have a Netflix special, you should have your own sitcom, you should have this and that and that and that. I'm like, I don't know if I'll ever have those things. I really don't. And I'm not saying that like I don't think I'm good enough. I'm saying that like I know what gets there. It's not my style, like my look, or the way I perform comedy. There is a certain style and a certain way of being that works as an actor, performer, etc. And I would have to do those things. So it's not like I'm not being hard on myself. I'm trying to be realistic. That opportunity really was my one chance of breaking through, and I didn't get it. So that's the thing that you don't see, is the loss. I got eliminated from the show. So there's this weird like revenge. Not really revenge. It's because the best revenge is living well. And it's like, well, look, I didn't make it to the live shows, but look how much people loved me. You kicked me off the show before people had a chance to respond to me, and people wanted to see more of me. They want me. And it's like, well, that's so satisfying. It was it's bittersweet, because it's like, man, I should have been on the live shows. But I could take the consolation prize, the 15 minutes of fame. And it's just, boy, does it ever hurt to realize, you hit 14 minutes and 59 seconds. I'm going to pour me another little bit of water. That's what I'm doing tonight. This nice, purified, distilled water. I don't think the mic picked that up, did it? It's very expensive water. Maybe I should have some Coke with this water. What do you think? I got long arms. I thought about doing this as a live stream, but I realized that would be distracting. I would be reading chat too much. I'm like, I need to focus. I love that I have people that I can talk to, because I'm just such an internet nerd. I really am. So the benefit of having all this stuff happen, it's so big. It's so much. It's so like exactly what I always wanted. I always wanted just people to pay attention to me. Like I never like had dreams of like I want to be huge. I want to be like, I just wanted to be able to post some stuff and some people like go, oh okay, that's cute, that's funny, you know, not just alone in my room doing it. I mean, I'm alone in my room doing it, but like there's like 300 people that tend to like look at what I'm doing, and that's like, it sounds so weird. Like it's like I know I'm not a big deal, but I'm like, you don't get it. Like when I would post it and like I was just this kind of like, you know, comedian among comedians, like one or two people might look at it. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I'm like, I don't really want to perform for comedians. Like, I love comedians. I love hanging out with them, but we want to perform for audiences. We want to perform people that want to watch what we're doing, not people that want to do what we're doing. You know, I want to do this, you know? So it's just, I love that I can still interact with people. Like, it's like the where I'm at, like I'm a little ways like afraid of getting bigger because I don't want to lose this. But like at the same time, my fear of getting bigger is not what's holding me back. I don't want people to think that. I don't want people to think like, oh, you could be so much better. Like, no, all y'all gotta share my shit more. Like that's, you know. But I'm someone who draws in probably people like me who also don't have any friends and don't really go out. So it's okay. It can just be us. It can just be you and me and the other people that think I'm cool, or the people that don't think I'm cool. I'm okay with that. If you think I said something interesting but you hate me, that's also cool. Well, not cool, but that's okay. That's fine. That tastes terrible. Ask me on Discord or something what that is, and I'll tell you. However, on YouTube, it is water. Or wherever else this might play. Water, the one and only source of, I don't know, I'm not good at ad-libbing. You'd think I would be since it was an improv troupe, but I needed one more time to like explore this thing. I kind of told people I wasn't going to talk about this. I wasn't going to post about it. It's funny because like on Twitter and Instagram, I don't think I mentioned it at all. And like what a hard time, you know, it was like I'm trying to move past it. People still ask me about it. It's like, what's going on with that blah, 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 like run into comedians. Because it was a big thing for me to have that. Like, and like every comedian pretty much knows like, oh my God, like how great was it? And just people being able to like even, I don't know, just seeing it, like people could live through me, like how amazing it is. Like it's reachable. You know, you start at a bar and, you know, you do these shows where you're getting heckled, getting stuff thrown at you. And, you know, if you just take a chance and listen to what's out there and keep trying and don't let go of your angle and be open, you know, you could end up somewhere that breaks your heart. I mean, I wish more people saw the second episode that I was in because it's so anticlimactic for me. I'm just gone. I come out, I do my set, I kill it, and then I go home. I hugged Tyra Banks one more time before I left. I just went for that. I don't think I was really supposed to do that. That's not on camera. But it was Tyra Banks. So yeah. I just do all these things like the stuff I post where I talk about I'm glad I have a little bit of an audience and how much it means to me to even just have the little bit of people that follow me. Like I don't get into this. Like I act bipolar in a lot of ways, which I'm not. I'm not bipolar. I don't want to make fun of anyone that's bipolar, but in some ways you'll see me and I'm acting flippant, or like I have the goth attitude that I really love to put out there. That just misery is company, kind of woe is me, F life, and with comments and replies, I'll kind of like throw that in people's face. But I don't want people to think I'm actually like that. Like it's fun to be like that. So many people are like that. Like that's probably why people enjoy what I do, because we just all feel that just defeat and that angst, and to see someone saying and acting that way, that's why there's this connection you have. But I also love that you love me. I love that we're vibing and that you're around, and you're all amazing for just hanging on whatever social media page and the commenting, and just I don't want to put that out there. That's not funny to me. I want to be funny. So my page isn't for sunshine, rainbows, and unicorns. It's for dragons and dark nights and moonlight. But I'm very Umbreon and Espeon, like the duality of my existence. I'm not a Libra, but I tell people I'm a Libra because I feel like a Libra. But I'm not. I also don't believe in horoscopes. I don't believe in those things. It's funny when I tilt this way, I just realize, oh, you can see the universal monsters. I probably should introduce them right now. I know people are like, you can see the toys behind you. I'm like, yeah. So there's, I gotta point this way. That's a sound wave. That's Armada Starscream. You can barely see a shockwave there. I don't know who's back there, but that's Skeletor on Panther. One of them's the Thundercats, one of them's that. There's Dracula, Wolfman, Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein. That's right, I gotta move. Mummy, Invisible Man, and Creature from Black Lagoon, and that is a Jurassic Park Jeep. That's Megatron, Starscream, Galactus. You can kind of see a Rhinox there. Big Convoy, or as I call him, Ultra Mammoth. And that's Optimal Optimus. And you can't see the other stuff because I put that City Skyline skip there, which I really like. I've been using that more. I like that. That's just been in my room for a long time. I got it from when I worked at Spirit Halloween, which I really did work there. Maybe I'll work there again this year. We'll see, because that's how comedy's going. Going viral is pretty cool sometimes when you actually can provide something to people, and people go, we want to book you. And when you said in the viral video, I don't get booked on a lot of shows, and someone goes, we'll change that. It's pretty cool. Going viral for getting in a fight in a Wendy's, not so cool. Never done that. No, I'm not sure if it's not so cool. I feel like it's just not so cool. It doesn't taste like anything. It's supposed to be cherry Coke, which I don't like the new cherry Coke cans. I miss when they were red and black. I don't mind magenta though. I don't think I want to incorporate magenta into my outfit. I don't know if you can see my computer chair. It's got green and black. I'm milking this and letting this go because I'm trying to sit with my feelings, because let's get back to being eliminated. Let's dial back to that elimination where I hugged Tyra Banks. Like, I did my performance and all that, and I think like the next day, like I got eliminated. I was with Bone Hampton a lot. Check out Bone Hampton's comedy. They edited him out of the show. Bone Hampton's a really great guy. I'm sure I've talked about this before, where I knew they wanted me to say I was better or funnier than Bonehampton. Like they're asking me, like, what do you think of Bonehampton? What do you think about your, you know? And I said to him, like, they're trying, like, Backstage, like, they're trying to, like get that. Like, they're asking, like, they're trying to, like, get me to compare me to you. And he's like, man, you do what you gotta do, man. Like, you do it, like, I was just like, I was like, I know, I don't want to, like, dump on you, but, like, I feel like I did pretty good. Like, even you were saying, like, he's like, do it, you know? And I went for it and I did. At one point I said, like, I feel like I had a stronger set. I feel like Bone didn't deliver, and I did. Which they got me to say that, and they didn't use it because I ended up not using Bone. But Bone was so humble and so great to just kind of realize, like, this is a TV show, and if it gets you 2 more seconds on TV to just say, like, you felt like you did a better job, and that's all I did. I didn't want to come at anything other than just saying I think I hit notes and beats that he didn't, because he's such a good guy, and just, like, he was having so much fun backstage, which is so boring sometimes. Like, I'm so glad another comic was there, because, like, he gets what I'm doing, and, like, a lot of people there didn't get, because they hadn't seen my performance. Like, what is this? Like, backstage, like, are you a Sacred Rihanna? Are you a thing? Like, what is this? And there's all these, like, teenage girls for the whatever, that Wizard of Oz, or, like, I can't remember they know who they are if you look it up, season 13. And there's, like, We Three and Kazi, and oh man, who else was back there? There was the Fratelli brothers. This is, like, off the top of my head. I haven't like seen or talked to a lot of these people in forever. Noah was Noah back there. There's another really big band that had, like, kids and stuff in it too, and another stunt duo, a couple of male, like, young little kid singers. The Cats, Sophisticats. And yeah, Sacred Rihanna, who I got to do an interview with that no one ever got to see. But they filmed all this really cool, fun stuff. They filmed some stuff with Bone. I remember Bone was like, wow, you said you weren't sure about your second set being better than your first set. You go out there and you kill it. I was like, whoops. But then we both went home, Bone, so it doesn't matter. But check out Bonehampton. Maybe you'll like his comedy, you know? Like, I don't know. I mean, check it out. He's a really cool guy. He was always really nice through all that, when he could have just said less. I mean, who wants to be in a TV show and make someone else look better? Like, that doesn't feel good. But they ended up, like, not using any of it. And he and I were both on the stage at the same time. Like, you've both been eliminated, walk off. They, like, film. Hug Tyra Banks, walk backstage. People go, no, I'm sorry, you're going home. Go back to the hotel room. Which, yeah, they get you a hotel room. They got a hotel room. And immediately start crying. Just immediately, like the prom's over, taking my makeup off, bawling, crying. None of it's on camera. I'm not getting paid for this. You're not getting another tear out of me. Then I went home. In a month or two, the show came on. And I got this big moment. The first half of the episode ends with me, my moment, and everything. Moves on to whatever, the golden buzzer, probably. Amazing, all that stuff goes away. Second episode airs. Do my second set, kill it. Nobody watches it. That's it. Then the viral video that I had that for years. I had that from end of 2018. I think they probably got rid of it. I think that it was still up in 2022, like December. It's like 4 years. I haven't dated anyone ever longer than a year. That's like my longest relationship. Was me and that Facebook video. I cried over it. I really did. I didn't cry over it more than the breakups. I feel like I shouldn't say that. Like, on the off, like, I know none of my exes, like, ever watch this stuff. Like, they don't care what I'm doing, which, you know, power to them. most of my exes just deserve to just have their happiness without me, and not all of them. Some of them should have been better in the relationship with me, and that's a video for another time. Maybe I should make it, maybe I shouldn't, I don't know. But at one point it got me. It got me hard. Not I should watch my language right now. It got me in a emotional, stressful state. I wish I edited videos, but I really don't. So that's staying in there. I'm trying to be all like, you know, serious. But that's me. That's me. I like to be a comedian. I should tell you all about this time. Oh, I'm going there. Oh, all the memories. I was in the show called North Bay's Got Talent. A director I'd worked with on a play was like, "So you do comedy now?" "I'm doing a talent show, like a variety show, and there's gonna be dancers, singers, all that." And like, I don't, it's like, I don't know if your comedy fits. If you want to do this, we can come and try to figure that out. And we did. And I did North Bay's Got Talent, and my ex was one of my ex. I should say, when I talk and joke about exes, I try to just make it like a joke, because I don't want anyone to think I'm talking about like a specific ex. Like it's just like generic joke. My ex said this. Like my boss said this. Like you don't know who my boss is. And it could have been a boss from 3 years ago, 4 years, or maybe it's a combination. This is like a real true story. It was a real actual ex was in the building and there, and I had a panic attack before performing. And I remember like texting a friend of mine, like, "This is serious. Like I'm not doing well. My ex is here, and I have to get on stage." And my friend is like sending me. She's like, "Here's this thing. Try to breathe along to this and that." And I had to follow up. There was a bombing in France right before I went on, and I think the performer was doing a song from Les Mis, and they wanted to dedicate it, and then there was mic problems. So like, I'm gonna do it without the mic, and they killed it. And I was next. And a lot of people in the room were like fellow performers, parents of performers. They'd done theater, dance, and acting, and singing, and whatever. Not very many comedians. And I just remember I walked out and I opened with like, "So, if you're keeping track, I am the 13th performer tonight." Which was true. And I utterly killed it in front of an ex. It was called North Bay's Got Talent. I did that before I was on America's Got Talent. And the director was always really nice. It's like, "I know these people. You never know. You're going to see them." And people wanted to meet me and like say hi to me. And that was really cool. And lo and behold, like a year and a half later, or 2 years later, it might have been 2016-ish. Can't remember when that was. I was on America's Got Talent. So that was pretty amazing, pretty cool to have done that. Like, did I have a point? Was I going somewhere with that, or was that the point? Like sitting here. I mean, I know my ex was in the building, and like it's a thing where like I know we were on good terms. We're always on good terms, but I loved them. I wanted to be with them, and they didn't want to be with me. They're totally moved on. They're married now, but I killed it in front of them, in front of that whole audience. I was clean too. Like I don't always do clean comedy, and there's no video of it, but it's a moment I have. The proof of it, I guess, is in this video. But it's just another thing I do. Like that's what I realized. I'm like, this is what this is. This isn't about capturing every moment. It's just about continuing to do it. This video is gonna be so long. How long is this? It's like 30 minutes. Oh my god. Well, we're doing this. I don't want to get into like exes and things. Like it just didn't work. You want the one that does, but I don't know, I try to learn. I try to make mistakes too. I'm a bad person. Some of my like super fans know what an awful, awful person I am. And if you're one of my exes, this has nothing to do with you. I've done way worse things to people I never dated. I don't want them to watch that. I want them to just live the life they wanted to live without me. Live it. It doesn't include watching my videos, right? If your life included watching my videos, then message me, talk to me. I don't know. I don't really want to talk to you. Like, you could say hi. I don't know. I don't like to hold contempt in my heart. And I don't, that's the thing about all this, like this deleted video, which I want to stay on topic. There's so many people that work in social media, and like, I don't know, there's just like no way anyone who works at like Fremantle or NBC or America's, like any of those people are watching this. But like, I don't blame anybody. Like, I get the gig, I get the job, I get what's happening, what's supposed to happen, all that. Like there's no like, how could you delete this? Why would you do this to me? Like, you got other comedians to promote, you got contracts, you got algorithms. I'm in the way. I get it. I'm not mad. I'm just sad. But that's what I do. I'm a sad boy or girl or anything. I don't care. I just don't care. I want to care, but I don't. I think the thing that hit me was, like, I make these videos, like I make, well, post content. Like, I made the Unsolved Mysteries video, or I made the video of me on America's Got Talent getting buzzed and booed. And it's not that great. It's kind of funny, but like that's the kind of stuff I was making way before any of you ever heard of me. And I love to do little things like that. And then I was like, well, I got to do a little bit better now that like, I have like a following and I was on TV, and this 70 million thing. Like, I could take a screenshot and I could be like 70 million, 50 million, 66 million. Fans of mine like wanted to take screenshots when I was hitting 66 million, because 666, and like, all that energy. And it just, I don't think people get how much it's like it was real. It wasn't a thing that I faked. It was real. And I keep saying was. It just seems like something I would do, where I would just say, I have a video that hits 70 million views, but I didn't have to say that. I could show it to people. Could, was. It's so hard when you don't have anything else to show people about. I wish I had so much more. I wish. It was real. It doesn't feel as fun to make fun of it when it's gone. I know it's not gone, but like, it was just Can't be sad. It's gonna have to be happy it happened, right? I'm so sad it's not happening anymore. That's what's the amazing, magical thing about it. I don't know how it happened. I don't know why. I don't understand any of it. That's why I would look at it. That's why it was so comforting to me. I remember when I was dating one of my exes. We're just looking for movies to watch. Is that right into the mic? I'm sorry. I can do that off the mic. But we're looking for movies to watch, and we watched a lot of movies. That's one reason we got along so well. Rest in peace. I hear you're dead now. It's a joke. But I, Tonya came up. I'd seen it. And I was like, oh, we're going to watch I, Tonya? Because what we're really going to do is we're going to watch me cry. And I, Tonya is the story of Tonya Harding. It stars Margot Robbie. And it gets emotional. You know, she's an ice skater, and there's Nancy Kerrigan, like, who's cooler, better, and everything. And then there's Tonya Harding, who's really good, but she's not what they're looking for. It's a little relatable. She's got this abusive guy, Jeff, in a relationship, which, ask me about that sometime. But the movie is a little meta where people talk to the camera. It's one of my favorite movies. I love it. And sure enough, it gets to the part where she's talking about how she was loved and how much she enjoyed it. And I just lost it. And this is kind of how I know my ex is kind of just didn't know how to handle emotions, didn't know how to handle me, because they just like looked at me like really? You're like, we're crying? And it's just like, I have worked so long and so hard at this for the smattering of applause at people at bars and the handshakes and the pictures, and that's all I've had for 15 years. I mean, look, how pathetic must I look right now? But that moment of on stage and just carrying on, because every single person that clicked like was someone that watched it and was like, yeah, neat, I like this. Like, I don't want to be obsessed with social media. I don't want to be connected to that, but that's what happened to me. It was a social media thing. Makeup trick, wash yourself out. They won't see you wiping off all your face onto a napkin. It's light, not makeup. And it's like, it's not who them. They loved me for who I am. They loved me for what I did. Because I got on stage and I told jokes, I wrote and I performed the way I wanted to perform them, and people told me I was good. A lot of them. Not just the drunks at the bar. People from all over the world. I remember crying and my ex just not knowing how to handle it, and I just went, it doesn't last. because it felt over then. But I had that clip. I had that little stupid thing that made me feel, through any breakup, through any just lost opportunity, this or that, I was the person in the 70, 80, we just say 90 million people stand-up comedy clip. Well, fine, I don't get to do your little show for next to no gas money and a pizza I can't eat, but you know what? You won't get to have well, guess what? I don't get to have a Facebook clip with all those views either. That's tragedy. Tragedy is really easy to write for. Is you give someone something amazing and then you take it away from them. Comedy is a lot harder to write for, because you have to give someone nothing and then they have to create something. I don't have an ending to this video. I never have endings to my videos. BT dubs. I never know where I'm going or what I'm doing. Just having some water. I'm a little dehydrated. I mean, I released a video where I was eating on camera. I might as well release a video where I'm drinking water on camera. Mine just happens to have high fructose corn syrup and other elements into it. That's okay, though. At least it's Coke, right? Hey, Coke. Always Coca-Cola. They're not going to... I was like, they'll give me free Coke, right? Like, maybe I should say Pepsi is just as good. Because vanilla Pepsi is pretty good. No one's going to give me any free stuff. They're like, well, your viral video got deleted. So maybe if that didn't happen... I was getting hit up by scammers, spammers. I don't know if anyone will really, we'll pay you $200. I'm like, no, you won't. I can see my lipstick going away. It's like on this thing. Look at that. Whoa, that's pretty good. That is where my lipstick is going. This is good content. This is what you wanted. So I think I said that in the food video. I don't remember. I can stop sniffling on the mic. I don't know what that sounds like. I shouldn't do it. Okay, I think I'm done now. I should probably just use the napkin. Why are you watching this? This has been like an hour. Why are you watching this? I don't know what else to say. I think I've covered... I'm so good at being in my head. This is me trying to let you into my... I'm like, part of me was like putting my finger against the mic. I'm like, that's the on switch. I'm like, oh my god. What if this hadn't been on the entire time? This would have been the last. I would have uploaded this and you all never would have heard from me again. Wow, okay. I'm so trying to come to terms with like the event and the unique nature of it and everything. But like, boy, did it mean I like ugly cried over this already. I was trying so hard not to. Like, I'm revisiting those emotions, and I have this unique ability, I know, to like revisit in my mind. Like, I don't have perfect, like, you know, people say they have photographic memory. It's not, there's another term for it, I think it's called eidetic memory. And I can kind of do that sometimes. I remember someone asked me, like, well, how many people were at the show? And then I like visualized the audience and I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and then 4, 5, 5. It was like 30 people at the show. Like, what? Like, yeah, I can do that. Like, I just made a video about the Las Vegas like Jimmy Kimmel Comedy Club show. Like, I bet I could visualize and try to count how many people were at that show too. Like, sometimes I can do that. I can't do it every time. Photographic memory could do it every time. I can't. So, in some ways, I'm really dangerous for a show like America's Got Talent, where I got to remember things. Like, they just want to blast you through on film, and they don't want someone who's like quick-witted and all that. Like, I have a good long-term memory, but man, do I have a bad short-term memory. Like, part of me is like, don't do that. I'm like, I'm doing it. But I have this bad short-term memory where I can't remember my jokes. Like I'll write a joke like a week ago, and then like I can't remember my set. I have to like write the whole thing out, or I'm gonna forget it. But I can just like relive this stuff and what it meant, and just the utter joy. Like, lately, I've been like experiencing joy through people, and I don't rationalize it well. I get afraid to talk to joyous people. Like Tapeface, when I reached out to him, he got back to me. He got me free tickets to his show, and I got to hang. And they even called out at the top of the show. I feel so bad. This is my short-term memory. I can't remember of the local celebrity TR. I hope that's right. But he does a little intro act. He kind of warms up the audience a little bit. And he even mentioned we have an America's Got Talent alumni here, Oliver Graves, hanging out with us, and it felt so cool. It felt so right to kind of acknowledge, yes, there's someone weird here. Like, yeah, we got a weird guy in the room. He's from AGT. He's also hanging out and enjoying and watching the show like the rest of you, because Oliver's going to do that. And I got to meet Tapeface, so nice. And just a little before that, I was at Fan Expo in San Francisco, and I was part of Best of SF Stand-Up, which felt really cool, walking around, and some people were like, are you cosplaying as Oliver Graves? Or the real Oliver Graves? I'm like, I'm the real Oliver Graves, and I'm performing, or I'm judging, and I got to see Charles Martinet. Charles Martinet is the voice of Mario in the video games. Wahoo! Let's go! It's a Mario. Everyone can do that voice because he did such a good job of doing that voice. And he's talking about how Chris Pratt is taking. Well, he's not talking about how Chris Pratt's taking over, but he's tiptoeing around that when people ask him questions. People are asking about this. He's like, I'm not talking about any of that. That's kind of I don't do impressions really. I do possessions. I get possessed by the person. Does that make sense? Anyway, is it obvious I've had a little bit of water? So anyway, usually I'm dehydrated. That's why I have like a raspy voice. But he's just talking about this joy, what a joy it's been to be Mario for 30 years. And he doesn't like go over how there was a cartoon Mario, Captain Lou Albano, and then there was a movie Mario that was Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Bob Hoskins. And I'm sure there have been a couple other voices of Mario for various things, but he got to do it, or he still does it, for 30 plus years. And he really, in a lot of ways, is lucky, but he also is very talented, and there was no angst. There was no contempt. It was just, it's a joy. It's another joy to be, wahoo, let's go. I bet you can do it even better. Just, and all this energy was in my head of what a joy and blessing and just amazing it is to meet and know people. And when people are booking me and meeting me and want to meet me and want a picture with me, I look like this and act like that and all this, and I don't want to be Mario or Tapeface or any of these other amazing glowing people, but so many people have seen me as a beacon of joy for years and years through that clip. I'm like, but that's not what I am. That's not what I do. I'm like, why do you say must love dogs in your dating profile? Oh, well, I looked at your profile picture. Never mind. It makes sense. Like, that's me. I'm throwing shade. I'm darkness. I'm Umbreon. But I want to be Sylveon now. I don't know. I don't. But I love being Umbreon. I love having high Spadef and tanking those hits, because I can do that. I would so, like, I don't even know if you guys know what that means. I would so want high Spadef if I was on the Pokemon universe. I like having high special defense. It is kind of my thing. I realized in games, but I'm just kind of hoping like Akira Toriyama in Dragon Ball Z. Like he writes these arcs. Like he writes like the Saiyan arc and the Android arc and the Cell arc and the Boo arc, and he like finds an ending, and he's pretty good at it. Like a lot of the endings to that are pretty good and pretty alright. Sometimes like the third act kind of struggles. Sometimes like the second act struggles. First act is almost always really strong. I'll give him that. But he finds that ending too. Like the beginning and the end are almost always really good. I'm like, can I do that? Can I Akira Toriyama this video out of my ass and come up with a good ending? Well, I haven't yet. Otherwise, I would have ended the video. Who wants to see the water? No, I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna do that. You have to ask me. You have to ask me about the water I'm drinking. Support me on Patreon. Maybe I'll make another video after this where I show the water that I'm drinking. Which is amazing that people support me on Patreon. It's not as many people as it used to be. But the fact that it's any amount of people at all is really cool. It really, really is. I mean, it costs $10 to watch a movie once for 2 hours, right? $10, 2 hours gone. You can spend $1 a month and support me on Patreon, and that's $10 a year. Please do it. Please do it for me. Do it for other people. It means so much to us to have like something. Like if you'd spend $10 on a movie, why can't you spend $10 on us? Like I don't care if it's me, but like somebody. Like $1 a month, and then it's like, well, it adds up. Like if just a few of you did $1 a month, you know, it's like a tip. Like you go to a bar, you throw down $1. That's all I would be looking for is just like $1. If you would all just, not all of you, but like if just some of you would put in $1 a month. So you put in just $1 a month, and it's like, okay, cool. Like make videos. Like make a video once a week because these people want to see just the stupid thing you do. They don't want to see you crying every time. You're funnier than crying. One thing I did with the lighting, I was talking to someone about amber-colored eyes and how I have amber-colored eyes. Like it's said since like junior high and high school that I used to tell people I have gold eyes. And I remember this one kid. He was a big liar. Like he lied about everything. He like whatever like he knew about Pokemon stuff and it was like BS. He was just lying. I could just beat everything. I could do it with this and that. I'm like, pretty sure Thunder beats Gyarados. Like whatever uses Thunder is just gonna knock a Gyarados. And I remember just telling him one day, like, well, I have gold eyes. He's like, really? And I took my sunglasses off and I looked at him. He goes, oh, you do. Even the guy that like lied about everything just let me have that I have gold eyes. And I realized that I think the real term is amber colored. And I guess I have darker amber colored eyes, but they are, when the light catches them, like they are more amber, and people that really look into them, and like I've dated people, they're like, oh my God, like when they've really gotten really close to my eyes. So that's where my lighting is going these days. Now I don't care about my hair, my face, or anything else. I'm going to sell the one thing that hopefully will be around for, because I'm going to get older. I don't know if those will go gray. Is my amber colored eyes. And amber is a cool color. It's a cool name. Amber. I like Jurassic Park. Obviously, right? Like obviously, the Jurassic. I've got one on my desk. I don't even need to. I'm supposed to be crying about losing a video. Losing a Facebook video with 70 something, 80, 90, 107 million views. Had 107 million. I'll never top it. That's the thing I think people don't get. It's like, oh, maybe one day. I'm like, what am I gonna win an Oscar? Like part of me is like, I bet I could win an Oscar for like best short film, but like nobody gives a shit about that. Like people give more about like a video that gets 70 million views than if I won like a short film Oscar. If you're a filmmaker and you need like a short story written, I write. I am a writer. I'm sorry, I keep sniffing on camera, or not camera, on mic, but it's me. Is I care. I care. I don't want people bothered by the noise and stuff that I make around myself. I like if people want to listen to this while they're going to sleepy sleeps. And all that jazz. All that jazz was a line from Chicago. And all that jazz. I knew some people in musical theater. I used to date someone in musical. Anyway, we already talked about that earlier. I don't really want to talk about my exes. Like, I do and I don't. I know I need to make that video because it's like it's in my head. I know people want like relationship advice. I've been on so many first dates. I remember talking with friends about like male friends, and the jealousy of like how many first dates I'd been on. And it's like it's not like I have that. Like, they're married now. It's like, well, you got what you wanted. Like, don't worry about it. Like, but I have been on. Oh, I can't remember them all. Like, it's a ton of first dates. And it's first dates. It doesn't always go. Usually it was just like you text whatever. Hey, let's meet up. I'm like, okay. Well, I met that person. It's like a lot of online stuff. Some offline. I remember, giving out some phone numbers, texting this or that, meeting up with people. But a lot of online. I keep doing it. I'm so sorry. Not sorry. Fuck you. You're watching. Ooh, am I supposed to swear? I don't know if I'm allowed to swear on YouTube anymore. Maybe I'll have to upload this somewhere else. What a journey this has been. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling, alright? People have been asking me, like, well, what's next? What's next? I'm like, nothing. Like, nothing's next. I was doing what I was doing. I was just trying to get booked on shows, driving around, sometimes flying, sometimes feeling like the coolest person in the world, mostly doing bar shows, being rejected by people, not fitting inside the engaging comedian comedy box. Oh, you should do this more. You should do that more. You don't really do this. Like, you gotta be dry. You gotta be inward. I'm like, it's on purpose. You're not using the stage. It's on purpose. It's called negative space. It's on purpose. These are intentional choices that I am making. But I don't think they think I'm nervous and not somewhere. I'm like, I'm supposed to look nervous. I want to look nervous on stage. I want people to not know what I am and what I am doing. It's a mystery. If it wasn't a mystery, it wouldn't be interesting. It'd be boring, like most of the comedians I see. That's most. There's a lot. I don't know, like, there's like 3,000 comedians I know. 300 of you are interesting. And if you're like, oh, I hope Oliver thinks I'm interesting. What the hell do you care what I think? I don't have any opportunities for you. I don't have opportunities for myself. I don't know what's next. I auditioned for some reality shows, this or that. That's not going anywhere. I think I needed to do this. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I'll regret it. I don't even know. I needed to do this for the people that are really into me, which, like, I know I talk about like 300 people. Like, there's going to be like 24 of you maybe that watch the whole thing. I'm one of them. I'll watch the whole thing. Like, should I upload this? Should I take this down? Like, wait, I mentioned some exes. I don't want to get real up here. And it's funny I say that because it's like, because I love them. When you love someone, you don't want bad things to happen to them. Like, we're not together, but like, I love them, and I was the best thing that ever happened to them. Yeah, I don't know if that's true, but at the same time, I don't wish the ill will against them that one of them wished against me, but for the most part, if they're happy and they found their person and they're going on with life exactly what they wanted, great. If they wanted me in their life, they didn't try hard enough. I'm a complicated person, and I like to think I'm worth it. But they didn't try hard enough. Like, I've been called a toxic narcissist. It's like, you don't fucking get it. All the ups and downs of life, like, you can get through a few weeks. And if you couldn't, then you weren't going to get through 30 years, 40 years. Who knows if you couldn't get through a few weeks? Life is so much bigger than that. I'm out of water. Part of me does want to quit. Be real. A big part of me wants to say, all right, I'm not getting anywhere doing this. I'm not getting paid. I'm not really getting booked. Like, I get a little smidge. It's more than other comedians, and like I got a little bit more opportunities. Like, it's still less than people that actually are getting somewhere with this. I'm far behind like actual professional comedians. It's weird that the sort of range, like, oh, I'm above bar show comedians. I'm like, barely. I'm still a bar show comic. I'm not a theater comic. I'm not a club comic. You'd think, like, oh, after America's Got Talent, you'd be like so much better. I'm like, yeah. Is it because I'm so honest? Like, I'm very honest with people, and I know that hurts some people. People that like work in the industry and have opportunities, and they don't like the way that I sort of call things out and make jokes, or like, at the end of the day, I'm honest, and I'd rather be with people. Like, I hate the fake it till you make it mentality. Like, no, be it, and if you don't have it, fix it. You don't fake it. I mean, it's like, you can fake what you can. Like, I fake my makeup because I use lights. That's lighting. People go, how do you do your makeup? I'm like, well, I have a very fair face already. And I wash myself out with lights. But you can't fake comedy. Either you're good at it or you're not. I'd so much rather be honest with myself and who I am, and be around people that are honest with themselves and who they are, than any of that attitude, any of the BS, like, phony. I know, who am I to say phony? But, like, just, I'd rather never make it and feel comfortable with myself and the people around me than to feel like I compromised, or I feel like I lied, and I couldn't live with that. I couldn't live with any of that. I don't want to make it if I faked it. I want to make it because I made it, and I didn't, and that's okay. I wish the video did. Like, it's just. Should this video just end with me crying? Just utterly devastated. I think I needed to do this. The real trick is I do this, and then I have to upload it. I have to face my reality once again, and a lot of people don't do that. And I usually tend to watch what I upload just in case. Like, you never know. I have this open rhythm, and I'm like, I need to make sure I'm okay with everything I said. Because there's a certain style of comedy I do, a certain voice I try to do. There's a story about Jay Leno, Jay Leno, comedian. I'm not really into his stand-up, but I really respect his work ethic and who he is and him as a comic. And he was on his own show, and he had a guest, and the guest is talking about their son, like whatever actress or whoever it was like, oh, my son's really into this and that. He's really, he's in that phase where he's really into theater, like theater kids. And I think, and Jay goes like, yeah, gay kids. And I got a huge laugh. And Jay cut the joke. He's like, I don't want to put that on TV. I don't want that. That's mean. That's not, I didn't mean that. It's like he came out and he cut the joke. And I thought, I heard about the story and I thought, that's big. That's a big laugh for the people that laugh at that joke. It's not a big laugh for the people that don't laugh at that joke, though. But he made the choice of not trying to divide. That's something that can divide an audience, like actually divide. I see comedians say that divides an audience. It's like sometimes comedians say that, and it divides the audience between them and the rest of the, like, you comedian and the whole audience, and they don't see that. They don't get that the whole audience isn't on your side. That's not dividing the audience. But that divided, and he's like, I don't want to do that. I'm like, okay. Hearing that story, I'm like, I really respect Jay Leno. I don't like what he does. Just never been. I don't like a lot of what a lot of people do. I'm not trying to dump on Jay. He's an amazing comic. He's really good. He's great. But he's not for me. A lot are not for me. But he's very, very good at what he does. And that's the credit to what he does. And I think about this. I'm like, I'm going to have to watch this whole video again to make sure it's okay. Some stuff gets deleted. So did my video. I guess that's the ending. At the end of the day, I recognize that I have to clean up and delete the stuff I make. And sometimes I'm the stuff that needs to be cleaned up and deleted. And that's what I was. But if you're still here, if you still watch my videos, then I'm the mess that you're into. I'm a mess. I'm a total fucking mess. I don't know why any of you watch me. I just... It's those eyes. I love you and I miss you and I wish so much, but have so little. I'm Oliver Graves for now. And I really thank all of you for hanging with me.